Hey everyone, this is the LEGO City Stunt Show Arena. This is a big old playset with a bunch of vehicles, a bunch of figures, and a bunch of different stunt obstacles. So I'm going to try to go through each thing one at a time. Let's start with one of these monster trucks. This is a brand new design that LEGO has not used before, and as far as I know, it is the first time that LEGO has done a minifig compatible monster truck with chevron tires. These are the exact same tires that were used on the back of the last city farm tractor, and they are correct. They are the style that you should see on a monster truck. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Now, the proportions aren't absolutely perfect, but they're pretty dang good. I'm not going to complain about that. It's a big truck. It's 6 wide at the body, but the height, I mean, this is almost realistic scale, at least in terms of height. Yeah, I mean, this feels about right. And it has suspension, which is kind of springy, kind of soft, and kind of fun. It goes side to side and front to back. And as you drive over things, like you do a little wheelie and you can kind of feel it compressing the suspension to the rear. They just use the standard little rubber bushings that they've had around for years and years. They've used those pieces for suspension a number of times, but this right here, with the setup, with the lengths of the arms, with the weight of the body and everything, just works out fantastically well. There's not enough detail right here. I wish that was, I guess I could have used a sticker or something is what they probably would have done there. It's actually a tile that's attached to the front. There's one attached to the front, one attached to the back. But other than that, I'm very happy with this whole thing. It's very easy to get access, of course, to the cockpit, which holds only one person, which completely makes sense because it's a racing specialized vehicle and they do have a printed console piece at the front. This thing does not have any power built into it, but it does have the ability to do something like this. That's a lot of fun. You can make it happen towards the front with a front flip, but it's a lot more difficult, especially with this one. With the sloped nose, your finger will slip off more easily. See if I can make it happen from the sides. Yeah. The other truck in this set has the same basic build, especially to the chassis, just uses a different body design, more of an SUV sort of body design, which brings me to an interesting point about the builds for these. You build the chassis first, then you build the body, and then you put the two together. It's kind of cool, and it's kind of, provides a little bit of impetus to kids of all ages to create their own body designs as well. You know, it almost feels modular. It's not as easy to take the thing back apart or to swap between them, but it did feel pretty good. This has the yellow color, the trans yellow colored windscreen piece, simple 6 wide, 6 by, by 3 by 2, which is going to be useful for a lot of classic space enthusiasts, I'm sure. This uses stickers. That is a pretty nice looking sticker there. The two on the front, not the greatest, but these are prints. It's a pretty glorious print right there with some metallic printing in it as well. It's on a 2x6 tile matched on the other side. So you get 2 of those. And that's brand new, may actually be exclusive to this set as well. Same sort of design for the interior here. Again, you just, have a spot for a single person and there's a printed console at the front. And this one is still able to do the same types of flips and has the exact same suspension action. I have had a number of people while I was building these suggest that the yellow wheels would look better on the yellow truck, and maybe the black wheels would look better on this truck that otherwise has very little yellow in its scheme. What do you think? I tend to agree. I think that was a very good idea. And again, the bodies are separatable, and that's all I did here. Rather than switching the tires around, I just switched the bodies around. It would be really cool if they came out with more trucks in this sort of design with very, very different bodies, including some old like hot rod style, like 20s, 30s based hot rods, some completely outlandish things, do something post-apocalyptic, do something super futuristic, do something animal based. Like there's a lot of potential here to do more. Now in this set, the main thing the trucks are intended to do is crush cars, which is exactly what you would expect from a stunt show or a monster truck show. It's kind of the most important thing for monster trucks, that they crush cars. So they give you a couple of cars here to crush with a nice platform that uses the Ninjago spinner tool pieces that you can attach a tire to provide friction, to provide feet, rubber feet for the whole thing, to allow this to stay in place. So even though I have this on a hard surface right now, it doesn't slide around too easily. Thus, when I roll up with a monster truck to crush these things, doing your regular play, crush them down, and the obstacle itself didn't go away. This works really great. It's very simple, easy to reset as well, to put these back, and then you can just crush them at any time. And you don't have to worry about really breaking anything. Worst case scenario, you'll just snap one of the robot arms out of place. But you can attack this from the front, as long as you don't have it too straight up like that. You can attack it from the front, back, or from the sides, and it'll still work very easily and effectively. And these cars don't look terrible just like that. Like, if you want to, you could just take this up and just drive around. There's enough space to put a figure in there, and it doesn't have any steering wheel or anything, but it's not a terrible looking just car. And they're built using the city standard, the city 4-wide standards. So you could consider that to be a bonus, and put a couple figures in these and use them for demolition derby. The final vehicle in the set is one of the new style of motorcycle, which has a flywheel motor built into it. So that means if you start to get it to move, it will continue to move. You can make it go at any speed that you want. You can go super fast, or you can go even slow, which I find to be the most important thing and the most impressive thing, because it really demonstrates the engineering here, just how effortless it is to get this going and how far it will continue, how well it preserves momentum. And for that reason, I forgive that. The rear tire had to be small in order to keep the entire thing from being ridiculously long. As it is, it's already longer than a standard Lego motorcycle, so it feels lengthwise oddly proportioned, but then you have to add in the strange proportions of the rear tire compared to the front. It looks weird, but they had to do that to keep it from looking even weirder. Either it would have been super long, or this is the in-between. That rear tire has a lot of grip. It will work against many surfaces. I hope that these things last a long time, that they're well lubricated inside and well sealed up against dust and such, because other than that, just initial impression out of the box, they work fantastically well. I've played with a lot of pullback motors and flywheel-based systems since I was a kid, and right through into adulthood. This is one of the better ones, and I think that for its size to be Lego compatible, this is a triumph of engineering for toys. So I'm actually happy with this, and I'll show you more about how it works. They have 3 different fairing styles that look very similar to ones that they've done previously, but they're not exactly the same. They did have to change the design a little bit, and then they have different colors, and this one comes with an exclusive print on it as well. The new motorcycles are designed to work well with ramps. They have 2 new ramp pieces here. This is actually 2 sets of them together. You've got one piece for the main portion of it, and then one piece just to get you a little bit of attachment to the floor to bring things down close to the floor. And once again, this is built with the Ninjago spinner pieces, spinner tool pieces, just loose on the inside with the tire, basic tire under there to provide some friction. This isn't the best sort of ramp here. It actually is best to keep it like this, but you can use it either way. But again, the motorcycles themselves are designed to go over those, and they work very consistently. In this set in particular, things are made more interesting with this large ring of fire sort of loop, and this has a couple of rockets that will spin up, so you can get that going. You can actually get it going faster, and it will continue for a while. This feels flimsy, and it squeaks as well at the top. Your mileage may vary on that. It has just a couple stickers up at the top, and the rest of it is just genuine building. I haven't seen these support pieces in lime green in a while. They were used in Power Miners and Ninjago, and I think this is the first time that I've seen the Rollercoaster pieces in the orange color. All that is good. You can also remove this little platform here. You can leave these simulated oil barrels off, or you can stack them differently. You can also move that to the other side. And because they're just using Technic pins, you can connect them in different ways to different things. But the idea here is that you're going to try to jump through there. And even if you have this spinning, you're going to hope that you get your timing right. And nope. There we go. But wait, when it comes to ramps, there's more, because there is a landing ramp. This is something that Lego doesn't frequently do, and in fact, toy manufacturers don't frequently do when they set up jumps. Give you some place to actually land. Now, those motorcycles don't need a landing ramp. They will stand up on their own. Gyroscopic forces work very strongly to keep them upright, especially when you have enough speed, but it's nice to be able to have a place to land. And as you can see, this has a Technic pinhole at one end, so you can attach that right to the other side of the ring of fire. And it also has a couple of those rubber feet on it, so you can use this just by itself if you want. So, you know, it's just an extra bonus, and it's very easy to take this basic design and expand upon it. This, I feel like, didn't really need to be here, but I'm glad that it is here, and it doesn't use too many pieces. The last builds are a podium with a large banner behind. They also include one gold trophy. You can put 3 people there. This is just one big sticker back here on the 1x6x5 panel. They did a funny thing with the stickers over here, using actually 2 stickers on one piece. It's just awkward. It's not like it's easier to apply that way. It's certainly not easier to apply than, well, it is easier to apply than this, but I mean, you can do a 2x6 in that space. It was just weird. But this is a concession stand with a single hot dog and a couple of drinks there, and that's a new print for the register for 2021, I believe. A little bit of railing in the orange color that was introduced, I think, last year. And this is an interesting TV camera with a hood for the monitor. It's getting a little fancy. I don't like the use of the gray right there, but you know, you get what this is, what they're going for. This, on the whole, for me, didn't provide a lot of value. That, I think, is a decent value for the number of pieces. Wait, one more build. It's a toy monster truck for a kid. So if you put this with the included kid figure, there's how it scales. It's not bad. You know, small number of pieces. You can see what it's supposed to be. These are the 3 stunt driver minifigs. You saw the one on the left on the bike. The other 2 are the monster truck drivers. Nice to see Extreme Team or Team Extreme still making the rounds. Got the red base version here, and we might get other colors again in the future. I really like the new torso on the one in the center. Not so keen on the one on the left. It just looks really simple to me. I wish that the gray had been maybe black instead, at least for most of it, to make it look like it has a little bit more depth. But around the back, I think that each of these looks really good. It's also nice to get the exclusive print for the helmet of this one, and that is a coral colored helmet. Also, for that one, we get a coral colored cap for the figure, and this figure here gets an alternate hairpiece. There's also an alternate facial expression there. The hairpiece is like so. That mold has been around for quite some time, but the orange color stands out. And looking underneath here, that guy's like a pirate monster truck driver. No alternate face for him though. Here are 3 more figures. It's an announcer or MC on the left with a new torso print. Could have used just a little bit more opacity for the undershirt there, for sure. But beyond that, it's nice to get a new design, and it's nice to get more people with just, you know, varying pieces that can represent just regular folks, you know. So these are not specialized. They don't have any specialized logos on them or anything. They don't have any writing. So that's exactly what I want to see lots and lots of, especially in the city line. You know, just the ability to use the figures and the figure parts for other purposes. Last up is this kid, and I don't think I've seen that face before. At least I personally have not seen that face before. The hairpiece is something we've not gotten a lot of, so it's nice to get in just a regular city set again, and to provide a little bit more variability. And that is a useful type of facial expression that we don't see very frequently either. And it's not too extreme. I'm glad that, you know, it's not a full clickbait face, but you could use it for one if you want to. Leftover parts are rarely exciting in city sets, and there's no exception here. The sticker sheet was fairly involved, but, you know, the stickers do get spread out amongst a lot of items, so it really wasn't that bad. I paid $100 US for this one set. That feels like a little bit too much to me, but not too much. Like it feels like it's almost within the range, especially when you consider just how much play value is here for how many kids. However, I feel strongly that the entire stunts line is priced to be reduced, priced to be put on sale, priced to be discounted. So I would not be at all surprised to see all of these sets from this theme reduced by 10 to 20% in not too long. So hopefully if that happens, I think you'll be able to get a reasonable deal off of this. Overall, obviously, I'm very happy with many of the components here, and all together they do work well, and thus I'm happy with the set on the whole. It just brings a ton of play value, which is exactly what is needed from an action theme from Lego. It doesn't require that you download an app and update your phone and then throw your phone away because you can't actually download the app in the first place because the operating system version that you need is not available on that phone. You don't need to go through all that stuff. It's just hands-on, build stuff, play with stuff. There are a lot of opportunities to customize things here, to expand the play system with your own parts or with other sets. Just generally speaking, this is good, basic toy stuff. So kudos to the designers. Let's bring the price down just a little bit on the retail market. I think that everybody will end up a winner. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this set in the comments, and I'll talk to you again soon.